Hi, Facebook. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm probably going to use this content for somewhere else later. So, greetings. What's today? Tuesday, the 1st of May, and it's Christine Ruiz with ChristineDeco.com. I'm really excited because I've been not on video, but been working on a new site that I have that I'm putting together. So, really excited about that. So, stay tuned. I'll hopefully by maybe the next 2 weeks have the edits and things done so that I can share that with you all. But anyway, protect your magic. Wanted to talk about that. I thought I had finished listening to this Audible, and I honestly have a lot. So sometimes I'll think I'm done and then realize I had like an hour left, and was listening to a book by Earl Nightingale. And I should have been on here because I got my eyebrows done last week. So I should have gotten on here while they were fresh. But anyhow, yes, it's I think it's Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And listening to like the last hour and a half, still not finished because I've stopped it and wrote so many notes over and over. I've probably listened to the last hour for probably 3 hours. But really it brought back to home. I know I a lot of times do talk about a similar theme. Obviously, our mindset, what we're thinking, what we're manifesting, what we're speaking, and drawing into our lives. But it was just interesting and really made me think of a theme that one of my people I know from my days in Atlanta, Farah, she used to have, and I think she probably still has it, but she would make pins and all this stuff that said protect your magic, and then it was like you could see it all throughout random places in the city where she'd spray painted on the ground, protect your magic. And listening to Earl Nightingale made me think of protecting your magic because you know how it's really true. There's so many sayings for it. What you think about, you bring about. Where energy flows, attention goes, or where attention goes, energy flows, all those sayings. And it's really because, hey Emmett, what we're listening to, watching, thinking about, feeding ourselves. Hi Caitlin. What we're essentially feeding ourselves and pouring into ourselves from a day-to-day basis is what's going to start playing and resonating and playing over and over in our minds, and therefore we're thinking about it. We're going to draw all the energy and everything we need to make it come to pass. So really, hey Ray, I know, like I haven't chatted with you in a while. We need to catch up. But really, yeah, just the idea of protecting your magic. And it's funny, I know my husband, I don't know if he's on Facebook right now, but he probably thinks I'm a little bit weird. I produced a t-shirt that said exactly that, protect your magic, but I had to stop producing it because it was copyrighted. Yes, it's probably copyrighted by Farah, because I know she does a bunch of stuff still with protect your magic. But it made me think about it because I don't, like so many people, I really don't listen to the news. I tend to know what current affairs are going on because my husband is not going to let me not know. And pretty much anything big happens, you're going to hear about it on social media. Hi, Justin. But really kind of protecting, y'all, Dane's over here having his lunch with no pants on. We're about to go back out to the park, but he took a long nap. I tired him out this morning. Okay, Christine, focus. Back to what I'm saying. I rarely watch the news. I don't really watch TV because I'm very focused on kind of gaining control of my own mind. I am a Pisces. I'm sensitive. I'm emotional. I'm a lot of things and very empathetic. So when I see something or someone's telling me a story, it's very easy for me to start feeling what they're feeling. For me to just start picking up on their energy and stuff like that. And so I guess the first key is you have to know yourself. Some people are awesome at compartmentalizing. They can watch something happen, listen to something, and they are unaffected. I am not. So first, knowing yourself. And then secondly, when you know yourself, knowing how to... All right, Dane. Hold on, you guys, because now he's banging his water bottle. When you know how you are, knowing how to best kind of protect your magic, protect your mind and your thoughts, because it's very true. If we're constantly thinking about something, we are literally going to draw things to affirm or reaffirm that into our lives. So that's why I'm very big on what I do when I first wake up in the morning. I wake up extra early so that I can put on my headphones, listen to my guided meditation, and meditate. It sort of sets the tone for the day. My husband's the type to listen to the news, but I really try to tune that out. Once he does wake up, I'm usually done. And then I write 10 things that I'm thankful for in my journal. When I'm dropping the kids off, I'm listening to my audibles. I take time to read. So my thing is just knowing myself and knowing how my mind can get very creative and imaginative, for good or for bad. I'm very focused on just really surrounding myself with positive things, positive thoughts, and things that are affirming what I'm working on and what I want. Even now, this website that I'm working on and building, it was something that was in my head, honestly, when Dane was about a month or two, because I remember I was sitting up in my bed on my laptop, and I went and bought the domain at the time because the idea came to me. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to do something. And so I went ahead and grabbed the domain. That was my first thing to do. But even that, it was something that I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I knew something was going to come of it. And as I started to really conceptualize it in my mind, lo and behold, my website's almost done. And for any of you that have built websites, I'm doing it on WordPress, and I'm not like a highly technical person, so it's I didn't do the majority of it. Some of it's being done for me, but still a lot of edits. So it's a lot of work, but still just the idea that over a year ago it was a thought and now it's materializing. And that's why I say people oftentimes might think it's kooky or it's hokey to talk about manifesting things and bringing things about. But literally, and I've said it before and posted it before, when you think about it, everything man-made on earth started with a thought. Someone had to think about it. Maybe first it was a thought, and then someone started to put some energy behind it and say, okay, well, maybe I can do it this way, maybe I can do it that way. And even if they failed 1,000 times, bottom line is we have bridges, we have microwaves, we have cars, we have fences, we have, iPhones and everything else, because someone first had a thought. And even if they weren't the person to bring into fruition, because sometimes people have a thought but then they get a developer, right, to bring it to pass. Even if they didn't execute every piece of it, everything started with a thought. So when we have thoughts, whether they're good or bad, positive or negative, whether they're constructive or destructive, it's real and it's going to lead to something. So really, in essence, the point of this is just, it was something that I needed because I was starting to sort of feel in a lull and feeling stressed at times, because it's when you got so much work to do and trying to figure out, can I get it done in time? Hi, Kelly. How am I going to get this done? Needing the materials and the resources. And then obviously you just got regular everyday life. It's easy when something frustrates you, or when you hit a wall or you hit a hardship, to kind of just feel negative and then go into that. And so that's why for me it's so important to have books to read, things to listen to, even if it's a podcast. There's a bunch of podcasts I listen to. Sometimes I'm listening to self-help. Sometimes I'm just listening to informational ones, or things that are going to make me laugh or to get my mind off things. I'm really a fan of Stuff You Missed in History Class. It's probably like the nerdiest podcast, but I love it because there's so much we don't learn in history class. And I've always loved social studies, so that's off top. But anyhow, really taking the time to protect yourself. Think about what you're listening to, the conversations you're having, the things you're saying, the things you're thinking. Two things I'm very, that sounds cool. Thanks, Kelly. Two things I'm really getting better about is catching myself when my thoughts start to go off scale, because you can't have a vision and want something and give affirmations but then be thinking thoughts that are opposed to that, right? I can't think of financial freedom and financial abundance and all these things I want but then be negative in my thinking about current situations or circumstances. I have to see that vision and have that vision and take steps daily to get to it, and then I also have to mentally take time to see it and feel it. You got to have the thought, and you have to have the feeling with it, right? But when I do have those moments where I might be thinking something and I'm just like, dag, and it starts to get negative, I always say, thank you for sharing, because the thought's in my head for some reason. So thank you for sharing, and change. And then I go on to think about what I want to bring about, what I want to manifest, and what I want to do. So I guess I have takeaways with this. A few takeaways. Again, know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, I mean, there's books and things, and there's counselors and people and ways that you can kind of get to know yourself. A good way to get to know yourself is just to kind of do a journal. Do a journal of the things you do, the places you go, and maybe journaling of some of your thoughts. Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing? So get to know yourself. And when you know yourself, regardless if you're compartmentalizing or if you are a mushball like me, protect yourself. Be very mindful of what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you're having conversations with, what you're talking about, and what you're doing with your time and your thoughts. Hey, Tasha. Hi, darling. I have to call you and check up on you. Really take inventory of what you're pouring into yourself and telling yourself, and if it's not what you want, or it's not representative of the life you want to live, or the life you're currently, I guess, because I always say the life I want to live, but I really do appreciate and love the life I have right now. I have to say that. But anyhow, make sure things are aligning, and if they're not, fix it. Dane, could you stop banging the plates? Glad you enjoyed your lunch. Thank you. We had plantains and veggie burgers for lunch. We had a late lunch. But take inventory of those things and really fix it. If anyone ever needs recommendations for books or things to listen to, I am happy to help. And I did a blog post a long time ago. I'm probably going to update that because I've read about 5 books since. But there are plenty of resources and tools and ways to kind of... Hey, Leslie. Dane, are you finished yelling? Do you want your pants? Yes? But really just be mindful of that, and then do things. There are things you can do to sort of get you... Oh, Lord, let me get this boy out. Things that you can do to sort of get yourself headed in a better direction are things like affirmations. You can pick different ones. You can find some key ones that really speak to you and speak of what you're trying to bring about, and make sure you say them daily. And if you're in an environment, because sometimes, I know obviously I'm at home all day, but there are plenty of people that go to an office or they're in a shared space. If you can't always say your affirmations out loud, write them out. There's definitely a power in words and writing. And I'm home by myself, but I still at times will just take time to write out affirmations. And I can maybe even share some later on. I should have thought of some good ones. Well, one of the ones I always tell myself, because I'm like, hey, why not? And that's another thing. People always say things are kooky, but why not? If something might seem weird, but what if it works for you? I'd rather try it and be kooky or be weird and have some positive results from it than to be worried about what people are going to say or think and sort of block my own blessings, right? But one of the things I definitely... Sorry, I'm getting like 10,000 notifications. One of the things I've started to tell myself is I am a money magnet, and money flows to me in abundance, frequently and easily. I'm about to switch that to say daily and easily. But saying that to myself, or my words have prospering power. And that's something that I truly believe when I'm even talking with you guys or talking individually to people or writing. I don't write every day, and I don't get on here every day, and that's because if I don't have something that I think has helped me or has helped others that I know personally, or something that can't help others, then it's not worth saying. So when I do speak, I truly believe, and I want to continue on the path of my words have prospering power. People are dealing with financial issues. Sorry, now my alarm went off. I have an alarm that tells me to stop and visualize for 10 minutes. So that's what just went off. But even saying to yourself, giving thanks. A lot of times when we're in a situation where we are feeling lack, it's sort of hard to feel thankful, but giving thanks for what we do have. So saying, I give thanks for the complete and immediate payment of all my financial obligations in God's own wonderful way. Thank you. Or when you pay a bill, even if that was, you're like, man, I got to pay this bill and I can't get this instead, paying that bill and saying thank you for the supply to be able to pay this bill. Whether it's relationships or harmony in your home, there's a ton of affirmations you can say, but picking a few, one or two, or you want to get 5, but picking them and speaking them. Speak them out loud when you're looking in the mirror. And like I said, if you can't speak them out loud, just writing them down, because that's still, the thought of writing something down is taking it from just a thought and you're materializing it. It is literally there on paper. You are taking that thought and really materializing it. So there's always little things you can do, and you got to sometimes see what works for you. But more so than anything, in the whole basis of this is really just protect your magic, because the time is going to pass anyway. The days are going to happen. That time is going to pass. Might as well take that time and use it productively. Use it for good. Use it to help you to get towards what you want, what your goal is, what your vision is. And if you don't have goals, start there. Write some goals. Get a vision. Because if you don't have something that you're working towards, and that's not to say that you're not content with the present, but if you don't have a goal, whether it's just maintaining your health or maintaining a harmonious home, or, you know, excelling at work, if you don't have a goal, then what are you doing? Like, what is your focus? What is your purpose? So you don't want to just be living mindlessly. You don't want to be on autopilot. You want to live and enjoy life. You want to live and feel it, feel the emotions. So have goals. I guess have a vision so that you can have goals. Have affirmations. Get to know yourself. Protect your magic, and always take care of you. Have that self-care. You can't give to others if you have nothing to give in yourself, right? And especially if you have kids or in a relationship, you can't give to anybody else. Or shoot, if you're got a job and you're at work, you can't give to someone else if you don't have anything in you. So you're worth it. Take the time to do some of these things for yourself and see what, you know, speaks to you the most, what works for you the best. But just try it and protect yourself. Protect your magic. And I think that's copyrighted, so I hope I'm able to say that. I guess I can say those words. Or maybe I'll have to change the title of this later. But I hope everyone has a good day. We are finally experiencing spring. Finally. So we are getting outside the house again. Be able to take Dane out to the park and do those things. So I hope everyone has a beautiful Tuesday. Tasha, call me. And I'll see you guys another time. Oh, and of course, as always, you want to get on my email list, because I'm going to be sending an email today. To, put it in the comments or send me a direct message with your email address and I'll add you. I do have a few different email lists, so if you want the one that's more parent focused and life hacks, and or you want to get your child in modeling and want tips and information on that, just send me or put it in here, but just say parent list. And if you're interested in sort of mindset things and having to do with business and self-care, personal development, just put that you want the development one, I guess, or business one. This way I'll know which list to add you to. All right, bye.